Alright, welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew, and today we got a little check-in message for you. Daily check-in, whatever you want to call it. But without further ado, let's keep going with these messages. So, if you don't want to hear it yet, go ahead and skip to the actual reading. But with that being said, what's up? What's going on? How y'all been? I woke up on a little bit of an edge today, so I'm gonna assume that's because full moon energies plus the Mercury retrograde. Lots of good things happening, but there's a part of me that just so combative, man, and I'm trying to understand it. I have my Mars comes in Gemini, but it's in retrograde. I was born that way. And it's funny because I think I know how to get that combative energy out. I just haven't had I haven't made the time to allow for those things to flow. And I did, in a sense, I have Gemini of 14 degrees, which is a musically inclined degree point. But it's retrograde, so I keep a lot of that musically inclined shit to myself. Except for on the Soul Spark Radio podcast, that's literally using music to help me project and feel and express. Or you can check out Respark Yo Spark, which is a studio book, which means that the audio came first and then the book came second. So, yeah, I've been feeling this way, but the reason why I feel this way, I think, is for the simple fact that I'm getting out the last bits of what I need to do in order to completely immerse myself within a new emotional state. So this aggression that I've been feeling has not been passive. It's just been in places of indirectness. So I'm not directly confronting people in my real life because, again, I don't want to have the problems and I don't want to have the problems inside my mind. So, again, I gotta communicate them out some kind of way. So I think I gotta start making more videos on the other channel just so I can educate people and be cold and blunt, because when I listen to other people make their videos about social aspects in life, I'll be hot. And then when people make stupid ass comments online, so immature, so distasteful, I attack. So I know how to channel the energy into the proper format. It's just a matter of setting the time aside to do it, because I'll easily just sing or rap that energy out of me, or have a monologue with my damn self, and I'll just get it out. But the thing is, I think it'll be beneficial for some people to hear it, especially because I'm a very neutral, unbiased person, and in many cases, I take the role of a teacher, and so what that means is I'm trying to help you first. I'm already getting help. I don't have a problem with getting help. The thing is, what's helping me is to direct the energy towards helping somebody else. Nurture or cultivation. Farmer. But a lot of people don't want to grow, and then a lot of people who think they're smart, they're stupid in other areas of intelligence. So because I'm not a dummy, I'm not a dummy squared, I might be dumb in a topic that I'm just not interested in or don't care about, and that's cool. I'll listen to people. But that is the maturity right there, being able to just say, oh, this is not my forte. Let me hear what you got to say. But the thing is, a lot of people who claim to have intelligence, a lot of them just regurgitate information from other people, so they don't actually even know how to do research or read a scientific article or create a psychographic or create psychometrics or do any of the things that they claim to do with like surveys and shit. They don't teach math. They haven't taken math since forever, kind of thing, so they don't even recall all the different techniques and aspects. These are things that people just tend to forget and roll with whatever they got going on in their lives. But I have to constantly refresh myself. I have to constantly humble myself, and I constantly have to adjust, especially when I'm conveying this information to other people. And I gotta have an understanding of what they know. And so it is a way better point of view to take, especially if you're like teaching a second grader some more advanced shit, like on purpose. So it's like I have to consciously be aware of multiple layers of the human aspect, and the human aspect comes in the psyche, it comes with the emotions, it comes with their background, it comes with their culture, it comes with their parents' decisions, and expectations for their future. It comes with that child's personality. It comes with that adult's expectations of their own interactions for the shit they pay for. It comes in many different forms, and I have to keep note of a lot of different things when I'm interacting with people, which is why I take this life thing as an experiment on education. That's why on my other video, on my other channel, Mr. New Speaks, all we do is talk about things that other people talk about, but we try to take an educational point of view on them. So I got to figure out a way to make that a little bit more enticing. I probably got to use like a third-party streamer or something, but I don't know. I just rather have that understanding be displayed for all to understand and see, because people need people like me. People need persons who are able to actually dictate without judgment. I'm going to judge your actions and your behaviors. I can easily not judge you as a person. It's easy to do that for me. But it's hard for other people because, again, they start looking at things and looking at how people convey information, and they're missing the difference. They're missing the point of difference. They're missing the displacement. They're missing the inverse function. They're missing the natural logarithm to this log. It is, to me, easily shown through the matrix tools called mathematics and science, is easily shown. But then it's also easily shown through philosophy or religion and the creative arts. It's so blatantly obvious. But the key is mixtures. The key is combinatory aspects. This is what life is all about. Life is all about combining things to make new things. And that is the whole intelligence of this cosmos. It is something that occurs over and over and over with the same materials, the same processes, the same principles, yet for some reason we do not have certain aspects and goals. The goals of understanding, the goals of overstanding, the goals of finding understanding, the goals of finding the clear standing, the goals of being unknown, the goals of being dumb, the goals of not having standings, the goals of in-betweens. Nobody cares about the second part of that. But I do, and that's why I'm here to tell you. And I hope that you can appreciate all the things that you're not for the things that you actually are. Once you find fractions and differences between yourself and others, you'll see that you quickly are not the same, or not the different that you thought you was. You're different in multitudes of ways, but those differences make you the same. So, again, a very simple understanding that I always like to bring to students, to people, is the idea of unit denomination. 1 + 1 = 1, man. It does. But you gotta understand the context of what it means. And so if you get one parent with one other parent, you get one family or one couple. The only thing that changes are not the numerics, it's the words for the numbers. And this is unitary denomination. Again, if I have 6 eggs, we can call that half a dozen. But the whole point is that I don't have half of anything. I have 6 whole eggs. So why are we using the word half? Again, it's referencing something completely outside of the numbers. And that is the whole point of me explaining this way, because the matrix or the reality that we live within, it has a multitude of ways to view from. And you don't have to be a crazy son of a bitch to have a different point of view. You just got to understand you and the natural aspects that you are gifted with by the Most High God. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this reading. What's our overall energy for today? So, we got the Queen of Swords coming out in a position with the Knight of Swords. This is that energy of what I was feeling initially, which is that aggression, kind of having a chip on my shoulder, the wanting to battle. But because it's horizontal, this indicates that we're in the loop of this energy. So we're looking for an outlet, which means we got to treat this card if this is upright and if it's reversed, which means that we can be variable. I like when cards come out in this position because it shows that you might fuck a bitch up over here, but then you'll be nice as hell over here. You are able to discern who needs what type of energy, opposed to if you're just in an upright position, you're not going to be willing to see the bullshit. Again, you might hear the bullshit and chop it down. Here, you all about the bullshit. Come on. Here, you're going to give yourself some more grace. This is like creating what we call place values in the number system. When you get more zeros, you get more places or number spaces. And when you got more number spaces, you can change values. And it's not always an increase in value, because you can have a negative $1 million too. We call it debt. That's a 7-figure number, or 7 different digits, but the idea is there's 6 spaces to hold, and we call that 6 the million, and then we call your numeric the number. So if I got 7 million, I got a 7 and then 6 zeros. If I got a 25, then I got 6 zeros. That's 25 million. Because it's made up of 2 things, we have to really appreciate the duality between us being able to present ourselves in a nice, welcoming, friendly manner, but also appreciate ourselves in a not so nice, not so friendly, not so caring manner. We gotta appreciate them both, because both of these sides of these numbers, these integers is what we say, they still have to flow in a single direction. We call that single direction a vector, okay, in vector calculus, but all of these things happen upon a scale. So I'm looking at these things and I'm speaking about these things in this specific way because of the simple fact that these things create the realities that we live within. It's us making these things happen by us living our lives. And your actions change somebody else's actions, but most importantly, you change the space in between you and them. And it doesn't even have to be a direct influence. You don't even need to know them. But strangers drive next to strangers all the time, and that influences how we flow in traffic. This is very important. It's more important than you knowing what you know. Have the notion of knowing what you don't know so you can be open to receiving what is coming in. So, I wanted to pull it up. This wants to come. So, the same thing as your mind, you need to do with your actions. Do the same thing with what you do. Again, if you're going, like for me, I've been trying to get into the gym. I even went to the gym, and I just really don't want to work out today. But I'm still here at the gym. I decided to get my energy out a new way. So my mind is super aggressive. So I came over here, I did Wim Hof, and now I took these actions. And guess what? I'm supposed to be in the gym right now, but I'm out here doing a reading instead. And guess what? That is A-OK, because once I finish the reading, I will have no problem going back into the gym because I've expended more energy. That's energetically being released from my mind, and that's also being energetically released from my body. These actions. So, again, I could be mad and just force myself in the gym at the time where I clearly don't want to be there. Or people will say I lack discipline because I'm not forcing myself to be here at the right given moment. But we, on the spiritual side, understand that there's timings for everything. So there may be a good reason as to why I need to get this reading out as I'm doing now, opposed to being in there just sore already, tired, and lifting weights. So I'm glad that I'm able to listen to myself and alter myself as I'm listening to myself desire changes. But I gotta listen to myself. So this is perfect. I love that these cards came out like this. There's a lot of swords cards on the table right now. And I think that is important because a lot of these things come from the mindset. And so, as I've already described, we are looking at these things and it looks like they're in opposition. Again, it looks like positive numbers and it looks like negative numbers. Okay? But the key point of this is to explain how these notions of these aspects are still on one single line. And so, if I'm taking action towards the past and doing things of the past, it's going to yield these negative sensations, these anxieties. And so, if I was just to go in there and force myself to do some activity, I might physically feel better, but energetically, I'm still going in this direction. So guess what? My mind wants to take me into this direction. And if we used to look at the clarifiers, these actions of the past, they're leading me to this death. They're leading me to this story of defeat. And so I'm seeing this as, if we're going to use the gym example, seeing this as being overly drained and tired for the rest of my day. I'm seeing this as being, maybe getting hurt or something. The idea is that these things here are of the past when I'm taking actions from the past and trying to apply them into the future. But because I'm aware of these stories based upon the actions that I'm taking, I can use that to create a new spark of inspiration to do something new. Like, instead of going to the gym immediately, I can just go to the gym, put my shit up, come out, and then come out here and do something different. And that will allow me to rest a certain part of me that is so gung ho about doing what it wants to do, but in reality, I can create a space for transformation of that same energy, and then I can do something new. Balance, that's what that's called. And this is all balance of the mind. That's funny, you're using actions to balance your mind. These cards are wanting to come out this way. So this is telling us it's choosing which burdens that we want to carry right now. And I'd rather carry the spiritual burden of releasing right now so then I can go and work. Because I can always work out at any point in time during this day. There's some gyms that don't even close. So it's like, if I had to really listen to myself right now, I had to understand that I'm putting on extra burdens upon myself by doing things of the past. And because I'm not choosing to take these actions of the past, I'm using my mind to move myself forward and rest on the things that used to give me all of these inspirations, that used to make me feel like I'm strong and I'm productive. And I'm doing new things to allow the transformation to come to where my mindset is the focus and my mindset will lead my body. It will also lead my reality too. So it's me choosing to be responsible, but also choosing what I'm responsible for. Judgment. So you're calling the right judgment on all of these situations. You're allowing yourself to grow, to change. You're allowing the angels to temper the situations outside of you and what you can control, and that's allowing you to again transmute what needs to be transmuted. I always like to take note of this card here, the death card, because there's some people who are just completely laid out. There's other people who are on their knees who are almost passing out. Some people can still handle it. And then this guy, Sun in Gold, he like, yo, what's up? So the idea is that not everybody is going to transform through the same means. And because of that, you got to understand that the death to certain things do not destroy all things. Chaos destroys what is needed. Sometimes you don't want it to be destroyed, but it destroys what is needed. And that's the judgment. Again, that's the judgment that's being brought. The judgments that you're balancing is coming through you being the star. So as you're balancing these judgments, you are seeing yourself temper the aspects within you. And as you temper more of yourself, you get to project more of yourself as the king or queen that you are. But that allows you to now adapt into the kings and queens that you're not. And when you start to absorb those energies of what you don't feel you are, you get to elevate all of yourself, especially when you take on the dualistic approach of being a king and a queen. Then you can elevate yourself into the maximum level of your full expression, which is the emperor or the empress. The emperor or the empress, that's equated to the hierophant and the high priestess. These are dualities at the highest levels of the you, at the highest level of the expression of you. Two different things, two different versions, one you. So we must find balance. And as you find this balance, you'll be able to create new happiness, new ways to see. This is crazy. Again, the Emperor's card with the Emperor at the bottom. To create comes from the Emperor. To manifest comes from the Empress. That means this is the plan, man. But over here, this is the manifestation or the process of the plan. So as you're stepping into this Empress creativity, this birthing aspect of yourself, you're looking at the things that you want to create. The things that you want to create are going to be so abundant in the aspects of who you are and how you're being. And then what that means is that you're going to be looking at the things that you desire to create, and you're going to turn around, because that's what my Two of Wands card means. You're going to turn around and you're going to realize that you have the ability to create those things right now. It looks like it's going to be in a whole different way. Again, your creations are going to have to be backwards. You're going to have to do these things the opposite way. A roundabout way is a better way to say that. Do not go directly to doing things. Again, go the roundabout way. If I go to this gym and I want to lift weights, I'm probably not going to lift the weights that I want to lift again, but I want to get the health a roundabout way. So we are looking at the things that we can desire and control, and looking at a new way to manifest them. These wanted to fall out. These are the illusions of what we've been presented as the family, as the legacy. You're being told that there's things that you need to focus on, that you need to do in order to be successful, in order to be high value, in order to be the things that society deems you to be. But in reality, these two cards say we don't give a fuck. And it looks like the devil wants to come behind. Yep. Again, you accept that. Some people are not going to accept you. You have to accept the fact that you might not even want to accept your own self. I want to do this, but I shouldn't. I need to do that. Like I've been eating fruit this morning, but I drunk something from yesterday, and I didn't even drink water. So it's like, damn, I drunk this fucking punch juice shit. Haven't had any water yet. Trying to go to the gym, but I ate some fruit though instead of like, some fast food or something. These are the things I'm talking about. I'm trading parts of myself, but I'm not realizing the impact of those trades and what they would do with what my mental is, or my emotional body, or my passionate body, or my routine wants me to do. When I get out my routine, I might seem a little demonic and devilish to what I have as a routine. But the other part of me feels great. It feels like it's thriving. It feels abundant like the Ten of Cups. It feels like it's establishing, legacy through all the emotional discord. It really feels good. So helping yourself see the differences between you and how you desire yourself and desire your own needs and desire the changes that you seek, it's going to be an important aspect for you to understand as you're making these waves through your life. You're making these waves through your life, but the life is waving right back at you. So discerning these things are helping you to understand that you can be patient with the emotions and you don't need to always use them to make your life. You can follow something else. And I'm going to just tell you, the whole reason why I came back to my car is because my headphones were dead. So the fact that I was there ready to work out, it was nothing like malicious. My headphones was dead. But I brought me outside. I did some deep breathing, meditated a little bit. I'm doing this reading now, and it's really allowing so much more energies to get out of me. And now I can go in there with the clean slate of energy, and I can get the good workout in before I go to work. So let's get our final message. That's a great final message. So you are the sun, and everything that you're choosing to slow down on, everything that you're choosing to speed up on, these are the things that are great. These are the things that are going to help you continue to build this legacy of life. These are the things that's going to allow you to continue to grow. Continue to walk away from the things that never show you any love back. Continue to help you show yourself more love that you didn't even know you needed, that you didn't even realize was already intact. You are the radiance that you need. You are the sunshine of your own life. You are the ones who are making life happen, but you got to be the ones who appreciate the happenings as it is occurring. Keep it flowing, keep it growing, and keep you doing you, because that's the only way you can do, but make sure you're being true to you too. So, appreciate y'all for being here. Be great. Peace.